We're now with the General Manager Mark Rozzier of Woodley, and we've asked him just to come along. And very much Woodley, top four at the moment of the Division 1 East Hellenic League. A lot of games in hand, and if those games, as we mentioned earlier, go positive, it could be that Woodley would be looking at going into the Premiership of the Hellenic League. Mark, is that something that's very much sort of on the Woodley committee's mind at the moment?
Very much so. After last season's poor finishing position, this year our goal was to finish in the top five and get to a cup final, which we've done with the Bucks and Bucks. And bearing in mind our league position, we've actually started planning for next year as if we are in the Premier Division. That's not us saying we will be there, but we don't want to get caught short, so we're trying to understand what it means in terms of support, sponsorship, how do we go about getting more income streams into the club. So we're working with Michael and James and the rest of the board to make a success of it.
It's been a fantastic season for Woodley, hasn't it, really? Some really positive moments. We've been down here for football in Bracknell a couple of games and watched really good positive performance, of Charlie Oakley, that sort of, really going well for you. And again, just at this last few games of the season, it's where the hard work's got to be put in, hasn't it?
Oh, very much so. But having said that, we've again sat down with Michael and James and realised that if we're to go up next year, there'll be 2 games a week for how many weeks of a season. So in a way, this is a tester to see whether we've got the infrastructure to play 2 games a week. What players are able to commit to do it, which ones might struggle for work, given that they don't all work locally. So we're using this as a learning curve as well.
Talking about the infrastructure and the team and the players and the management being small part or half the part of the infrastructure. The other part of the infrastructure is the ground of sale here at Rivermore Stadium. Those of you that know this area, Scowers Lane as it used to be called, the home of Reading Town before Reading Town gave up. But there again, this ground's starting to look tired. How does it look about sort of ground-wise?
Well, the 3-year deal we had to play here, and we're in the last year. We've arranged with the High Moor to sit down and discuss what the options are going forward in terms of continuing for next season. But we're mindful that we know this ground's got the grade to go up, so therefore whatever we decide to do, we've got to bear in mind we have the grading. And
it'll be lovely for Woodley actually to be based in Woodley itself, wouldn't it?
Without a shadow of doubt. I mean, the longer term plan would be to get to play in Woodley. The rest of the club's based at the Bournemouth Pavilion, part of the University of Reading's land. We've got a partnership with them. The reserves grounds, it's a Step 7 ground there. The youngsters play there Saturday morning. If somehow we can get the first team back into Woodley, that would be tremendous. Yes, we want to do it. We have the support of the councils to do it, but with everything, it's finding that piece of land to do it, because in Woodley, land equals houses.
Now, very much Wokingham and Embrook would stand by you by that one, and knowing the issues and the struggles sometimes they've had with their local councils. Your council well behind Woodley?
Yeah, there's a desire to have a sporting hub in Woodley around the goals, Addington School, the Bournemouth Leisure Centre, and with Bournemouth Pavilion for football. It's on the bus routes, it makes it easy for travel, and the council are keen to raise the standards, so they are behind us. Whether they're behind us in terms when it comes to real nitty gritty, but in principle they're saying yes, they'd like to see this as an asset, the club to the town.
And of course, obviously, it's an asset for you to bring back into the players and the management side going back, because of if the area can offer them a good infrastructure, as in playing area, changing rooms, after game facilities. Like Bracknell Town, it's going to attract players and keep players, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. We've got under 18 team, we've got 5 under 15 teams. The long-term plan is to see some of those youngsters come into men's football. We're fortunate that the under 18s, quite a few of them have had adult experience this year, if not with the first team, certainly with the reserves in the third team in the Thames Valley League. The under 15s will be under 16 next year. 1 or 2 of them we've already been told are worth looking at once they turn 16. Why wouldn't they want to, if we're in Woodley, why wouldn't they want to progress into the first team? The trouble being, difficulty being in Scowers Lane is it's a bit of a way to travel. Will spectators come here? Where we've seen when we played at home in the Bucks and Bucks Cup against Great Norwood, we had good support. We've seen when the reserves are at home and there's no first team game, there's reasonably good support there. So it feels like people will go and watch it. It's getting them to travel a little bit more.
Going into your cup games as well, winning silverware attracts support.
Yep.
And I think one of the finals is at Larges Lane, isn't it?
That's correct.
On the 3G pitch. So, you've got the good facilities there to get Woodley out to support their local side.
Yeah, it's great news that Bucks and Bucks have agreed with Blackpool to play the final local. Especially if anybody remembers the stories a few years ago, Wokingham and Reading YMCA going to Newport Pagnell. We've been working with the Bucks and Bucks. Can we make it a family day? What can we do? Not just turning up and play a game of football, but showcasing it. And fair play to Chris Cole, who's competitions manager. He's receptive to the idea of maybe some of our youngsters being player mascots on the day. He's receptive to the idea of possibly doing some kind of penalty shootout at half time. Things which will make the youngsters feel part of the club as well, make it a real fun day.
Because Woodley have always been a good community club, haven't they?
I think they have, yeah. I think we have. We're working in the schools. We're also doing a bit of work with sport in mind, so we're doing well with our mini kickers. So we're looking beyond. We're now trying to get businesses just to buy in to see the benefit of supporting us. But I feel that we are a community club.
And what's the date of the final?
15th of April, as a Saturday, Easter Saturday, and 3 o'clock kick-off.
Well, there you go, guys. Anyone listeners, 15th of April, Larges Lane. I'll tell you now, they've got a fantastic new development. Why not go and have a look? Also go and support Woodley. Get out. Forget Reading FC. Forget the Royals. Go and support your local football club, Woodley, and hope cheer them on to win some silverware.